Hey, how you doing out there, Guitar Heroes? All right, today we're going to unlock the mystery of the 1-4-5. What does the 1-4-5 mean? Well, we're really talking about the chord progression in blues. Blues has a common chord progression, and it's called the 1-4-5. Now, what in the heck are we talking about? Well, I just played a 1-4-5 in the key of A. I played E and a D and an E. Those are the primary major chords that are in the key of A. Well, now how do we figure out which chords then are these 1-4-5? In fact, what does the 1-4-5 even mean? Well, I'm going to show a chart here just in a second, and I'm going to put my guitar down. All right, the 1-4-5. Well, what we're talking about is we've got 7 notes in the major scale. And generally speaking, we've got 7 chords that line up with the letters A, B, C, D, and E. Now, of course, there's some sharps and flats in there too, but the major scale is 7 notes. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. There's 7 notes. Okay, so if you can imagine, I'm going to show you this little chart here, that you write out A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you put a number on top of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can see that. All right. Well, what is the 1-4-5? Well, it really gives us a way to use this simple little chart to determine what are the chords that I'm going to use if I want to play a 1-4-5, a blues progression in the key of A. Well, right here on the second row, I've got number 1 as the A is going to be the 1 chord, okay? And then just follow that over and you're going to see underneath the D and the E is 4 and 5. Well, there's no mystery here. We're just counting. A is number 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4. So, and E is 5. So in that A major scale, we've got an A chord and a D chord and an E chord. You're going to find this over and over and over again. It's just that this makes a little bit more sense because of the theory associated with it. Okay, so let's drop down to the next line, and I've got the number 1 on C, so that means C is going to be our key. And what are the 3 chords, the 3 major chords in the key of C? Well, you can see is number 1. Well, let's just count over. D is 2, E is 3, and then you see the 4 is underneath the F, and the 5 is underneath the G. So look how simple it is. Let's figure it out for one more. So if you look down to the next row, you'll see that the E is number 1. That's our number 1 chord. Now, when you get to G, you got to start over and you got to go back to A. So if E is our number 1 chord, okay, F is going to be 2, G is going to be 3, and then I start over at A. So A is my 4 chord and B is my 5 chord. So that's how simple the concept is. Obviously we're talking about guitar music theory here, but we all start with the major notes and the major scale, and the 1-4-5 is exactly as simple as you're looking at right now. First time I heard this, I really didn't pay any attention to guitar theory, so to speak. All I want to do is play songs, right? So if I knew the chords, hey, no problem. So I go over to my friend's house, and he says, oh, hey, bring your guitar. We're going to have some people over. We're going to jam. I'm going to have a little outdoor party. I go, oh, okay, great. You know, I'm not real comfortable with playing in front of people yet. He said, well, hey, you can play a few songs. I go, yeah, I can probably play a few songs. So we get over there, and I play a couple songs solo. And then the other guys in the band say, hey, we'll play along with you. So I had written this one song that I play quite often, and I said, well, the guy said, okay, well, what's the chords in this thing? And I said, well, it's going to be E, there's a G, there's an A. You know, those are the 3 chords. And I said, well, hey, what is that a 1-4-5? And guess what? What the hell 1-4-5 is? I didn't know what they were talking about. Well, now I do, and now you know exactly what it is when they're talking about a 1-4-5. And in this case, if your song is going to be in the key of E, you know that A is going to be your 4 chord, and B is going to be your 5 chord. And it doesn't matter, you know, again, you've just seen the examples. What key are you going to play in? The common ones, right? It's always going to be an A, probably a C, maybe a D, an E, maybe G. And you'll know exactly then what those chords are. And hopefully you got something out of this lesson. Take it easy out there, and we'll see you next time.